Welcome to Max 2, Blue Shell here. In this video, we are going to talk about lenses and the three best lenses I believe that you can shoot wedding video with on a budget. Just before we go ahead and talk about lenses, let's say the things that we are using to shoot that video today. We are using the Panasonic G85. Mount as a lens on the G85 is the 15mm f1.7, the LEICA lens. This lens is a great lens that's sharp all the way. We're going to talk some more about it because it's one of the lenses that I shoot wedding with. So when you need wide shot, and we are using the F1, the zoom F1, as you can see right here as sound. We're going to have a link on the description down below for all of the equipment that we are using. And under that Panasonic G85, we have a battery grip. So we have two batteries inside of it that we're not worried about, because once the first one is over, it's going to split to the other battery that is inside the camera. Those are the things that we are using. And on the table right here, I believe I have the best on my camera, the Asden SMX30, I believe, the best on my camera you can have to record sound mounted on top of the Panasonic GH5. And in front of me, this so far is my best lens. This is the LUMIX LEICA 25mm, equivalent to 50mm f1.4. This lens always, I'm going to repeat it, always mount on my GH5 anywhere I'm going. To me, this is the best lens you can have, especially when shooting video. When you take pictures with that lens, there's some fringing, but however, for video, this lens is sharp across the line. From edge to edge, this is a very sharp lens. And one thing that makes me love that lens is the fact that I usually shoot medium with it, like somewhere in halfway of the church or wherever they have that ceremony. I can keep that lens right in the middle and I can have great footage up close. And especially with the GH5, you have the X teleconverter on it. When you put that on, you can reach closer. To me, this is the first lens. If you're thinking about shooting wedding, this is the first lens I would go for, that 50mm. As you know, those are not zoom lens. All of them are prime lens, 25mm f1.4. Now you can zoom with your feet by going closer or by, move backward if you are using that lens. The second lens I like, this lens, as small as it is, this is the 42.5mm f1.7. This is the lens I usually got on the back of the church because it's a medium telephoto. That's what I would call it, a medium telephoto. Very small, very effective. If you want to buy the big LEICA lens that's equivalent to that one, which I believe the other lens doesn't have anything on top of them, they both as sharp as you can have it. And the difference between that lens and the 42.5mm is money and size. The other one is more expensive, and also we can say the other one is blending LEICA. This one doesn't. This basically a lens that you can buy for around $400, $300 and some dollars. The other LEICA lens, 42.5, is about thousands, $1,000 and some $100. But for this one, you will only pay $300 or $400 for that 42.5mm. If I am shooting in 1080 and I'm using the G85 with that lens, so I will put it on the G85 because at 1080 I can also use that X teleconverter on the G85, because when you're shooting 4K, that G85 doesn't have that option X teleconverter on it. It's only available when you're shooting at 1080p. But if I'm shooting that wedding in 4K, I will use this lens on the Panasonic GH5, because in 4K or 1080p, I can still use the X teleconverter just in case if it's a big church, so I can get closer. Of course, this lens, it's the 12 to 60 This is the kit lens I got with the G85. So this is a great lens, on all-purpose, all-around lens. But however, when using wedding, unless I'm shooting outside, I will not mount that lens, because you know when shooting wedding, you're gonna have harsh places where it's a little bit dark. Being able to step down that lens to f1.4, f1.7, f1.8 is what's help you get quality image with those small sensors we have on those micro four third camera. So now what we're going to do right now is basically remove that 15mm lens, and so we're going to put another lens on it so we can see exactly how this changed. But before I go any further and say anything else, I forgot to mention that stabilization on that lens, the 42.5mm, also have stabilization. Even it's a little bit of a zoom lens, the stabilization on that lens, working either with the G85 or the G85, give you that dual stabilization. Basically, you have steady image, which we all know that's going to make your image look more professional. You don't have to give people a headache by having image shaky all around the place. So now we're going to go ahead and change the lens. We're going to put the 50mm and bring that 15mm here, and we're going to talk about the purpose of that lens, why you have it on a wedding. That's make it a great option for you, because this one is medium, this one is the far away, and this lens right here, the 15mm f1.7, is basically for your wide angle, because you need to show some more option. Let's go ahead and change the lens, and you're gonna have an idea of how that lens can help you while shooting video. This is the 18mm. That's what we were using on the camera. You could see how when I changed the lens without moving my tripod up or down, how wide we have it before. Now the set is a little bit closer. This is the 18mm that I use to get wide shot, because usually in video, my personal opinion, you have to have a wide, a medium, and a telephoto shot where you can see the whole body, where you can see half of it, and where you can only see the top of it. When you're on a wedding, to me, you don't have that luxury of having these three, unless when you're making your own shot. So therefore, while that wedding is going on, I have these three lenses. This is my medium telephoto, this is my wide, and the 25mm would be my medium. Wide, medium, and close. This usually my close-up shot, the 42.5mm. Those three lenses are the reason why I believe when you have them using micro four third, you have more lights, you have close-up, you have wide, and you have medium shot. So to me, those three lenses, if you're shooting video on a micro four third, you need to have them. But if you need to buy one, the first one that I would get would be that 25mm f1.4, because this is my favorite lens. So we'll have a link on the description down below of all the lenses, the 42.5mm, the 15mm, and the 25mm f1.7. Also that 12 to 60, it's a great walk around lens that if you are on vacation that you can put on your camera. But if you're planning on shooting wedding, you're gonna need to have these lenses, because I believe they are the best one you can have to shoot video. Thank you for watching. Share with your friend, link on the description down below, and as always, I will catch you on the next video.